I know you guys wanted me to do a review on The Woman in Black, which I just saw this past weekend. It just came out this past weekend, actually. I saw it on the evening that it came out. Now, this experience of mine was a little different, so I'll get into that. So I basically went to a movie theater where it is also a restaurant, so you eat and watch the movie at the same time, and while you're doing that, there's like waiters walking through, there's a little button that you push for service, and the lights are completely off still, which is fine a little bit until they messed up my order and I realized there was bacon in my quesadilla, but I wasn't sure, and so I had to look, and then I had to get my phone out to like shine the light on it to see if there actually was bacon in it. Besides that, having the lights off was a good thing. Now, this concept to me was really cool, that you could like eat at a restaurant and watch the movie at the same time, and these are really popular, I think in Texas and like kind of all over the state. I mean, there's like limited theaters around the states and stuff, but I went to one and saw this movie, and I wish I didn't, but so there was two scenes in particular that I completely missed because I was talking to a waiter, or the waiter was like standing in front of me or something, and so it was a little distracting. So I apologize if some of the details are a little lost with me. I saw most of the movie, but it was hard to kind of get into this film because of the setting. So I apologize if this is not like 100% what I would normally review. Like, normally I'd be pretty nice to movies, but I might be a little harsh with this one just because I was a little distracted. That disclaimer aside, this was The Woman in Black 2, obviously, and if you guys didn't know, I loved the first one with Daniel Radcliffe. I did review it. Did I? Nope, I deleted that one a while ago. I reviewed it with my ex, so I deleted it. But if you want me to redo that one, I will. Anyway, I love the first one. I love the concept of this movie, and so I was really, really excited for this movie to come out, and the commercials or the previews were just really, really cool, so I was so excited. Now, what I thought was pretty funny is that there was an actor from Harry Potter in the first one, being Harry Potter and Daniel Radcliffe, and then there's two actors from Harry Potter in this one, which I had no idea. I didn't really recognize them, but there's Narcissa Malfoy and James Potter in this one. So this movie takes place 40 years after the first one, and it's within World War II London, and there are these children that are rescued from an orphanage, and they go to, or they're evacuated. They go to this orphanage, well, it's the house that the first one takes place in, and they turn it into an orphanage to store the children. That sounds bad. Store them. And thus waking the woman in black, the ghost, the woman, whatever. The problem I had with this movie, yes, there were problems. The jump scares, for one, were completely unnecessary and annoying. I'm a fan of jump scares if they're appropriate, if they're done properly, but this one really overused them, and in really bad time, like at bad times. Like, there was no need to do jump scares half the time. It was just for shock value. It had nothing to do with the plot or like anything like that. That was my biggest problem with this movie, I think, was the scares weren't all that scary, except towards the end they started to tone down the jump scares just a little bit. And I specifically remember a scene, and there's a scene this is in the trailer, of the woman's hand coming onto her shoulder, and that whole scene was not a jump scare in the movie, and I loved that because it was subtle, it was beautiful, and I'm weird when I call horror movies beautiful, I know. But there are parts of this movie to me that are really done well and really beautiful, and so there's really no other way for me to describe it. And the scenery, that's just one thing they get right with these movies every single time, is the house and the cemetery, the forest, the swamp, everything is gorgeous. And I mean, I would pay so much money to live there, and I would revamp the house a little bit, you know, just update it a little. And a lot of the subtleties about this movie are what make it good and entertaining, but do I think overall it's a great movie? Definitely not. And I think it's because there are so many cliche horror parts in this movie, and the jump scares and stuff like that are just inappropriate. So I was kind of disappointed with this movie, and maybe the fact I couldn't get into it and really focus on the story because there are waiters walking by in front of me every 5 seconds. That might be a part of that, but I think though if I had seen this in a normal theater, I still would have had that feeling or that, you know, opinion about this movie, that it was a little too overdone with the scaring, or they tried a little too hard and didn't put enough beautiful scares, if that makes any sense. You know, like the subtle hand in the ceiling, that was nice. Which you see in the trailer. I would say wait for this movie to come out on DVD or just watch it online or something, because I don't think it's a fabulous movie at all, although the cinematography and the scene, like the scenery and everything is really gorgeous. So seeing that on the big screen is awesome, but definitely not worth buying a movie ticket for. You can just wait to see it on DVD, in my opinion. There really was no conclusion to this movie, so maybe they'll continue to make these movies, which would be pretty cool. I mean, I'm a fan of these movies overall, and I'll still continue to see them in theaters just because horror movies are my passion and I love them and I love the plot of these movies, so I will continue to see them if they continue making them, which I really hope that they do. Let me know what you thought about this movie, if you've seen it already or you haven't and you still have opinions about it. I don't know. And what'd you think of the first one? Do you want me to review the first one on here? Because I know it's been requested since I deleted it because people didn't know that I did it at one point, but I can definitely redo that one if you want. Another thing, I'm really pissed off. I accidentally deleted all of my footage from my review for Black Mirror, and I'm really annoyed. So I have to refilm that one. I'm still gonna refilm it because I really want to talk about that on this channel. So I will redo that. Probably I'll film that today and then post that a little later on. I'm just really annoyed that I deleted the footage. Like, that is the worst feeling in the world when you realize you've deleted it. But anyway, make sure to leave requests down below. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.
It isn't real. It isn't real. It isn't real.
Baba.